Hello, everybody. See if anybody's here. Anybody here? Can you hear me at all? I don't see my mic moving. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Terry, Brian, Jeff, Monica. You can hear me good? Okay, good. So I don't see my microphone thing moving, so I was just a little worried there. But I'm glad you guys can hear me. Loud and clear. All right, thank you. Hey, Henry. So, Terry has rain in San Diego. It looks like it's going to rain here. I just walked in like 10 seconds ago and it's really cloudy outside. Hey, Tracy. Tracy, you on our trip tomorrow? Just wondering. Hello, Neil. So Jeff had rain today coming in. Jeff got a couple of tuna. He sent me a message on his way in that they got a couple of tuna today, some nice ones. Okay, Tracy's with us tomorrow. That's good. So it sounds like tomorrow we're going to be fishing Santa Monica Bay. I was talking to the skipper yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, and he said be prepared for bass fishing. And if we have to, we'll go do some rock fishing like we did on the Clementi trip. But hopefully we'll be able to do more bass fishing. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to take a spinning rod tomorrow. Haven't taken one out in a while. So I thought I'd take one out and try it out. Hey, Matthew. Long time no see. How you doing? How's everything up in Santa Barbara? Here, April walking around. April. April. Every time the light's on in here, she comes around looking to see if there's food. Doesn't matter if I'm doing just computer work, editing. If I have the lights on in this room, she is looking. I know there's a football game on, but I didn't get a chance to see it. Does anybody have the score? And is the Dodger game live right now, or is that an earlier game? Because I think they're on the East Coast. She smells the hot dog trail. That's good, Matthew. Glad you're doing good. Kevin, thank you for fixing our reels. We had some kids' rods and reels that were all messed up, and Kevin was nice enough to come by the office and pick them up, take them home, and fix them all up. And he put new line on the reels for me too, so that was good. So Mikey V, Dan, what are the three top main advantages of fishing conventionals than fishing spinning? I think a lot of it is, especially fishing a live bait. When you work a conventional reel, doesn't matter if it's like a Jig Master or a low profile reel. What I really like about it is as the line comes out of the spool, I can really control what I'm feeling. And as my bait's swimming, I can get a good idea of what's out there. A lot of people think that live bait fishing means what's happening out it kind of is what happens with your bait out in the water. But for me, live bait fishing is right here at the fingertips at the reel. I can tell by what I feel right here at the reel with my line what my bait sees. So if my bait's in the water and there's no fish around it and there's nothing chasing it or looking at it, it just kind of barely moves in the water. And I can tell that by what I feel here. And then as the fish sees game fish out there that might want to eat it, the tail moves a little bit faster. And again, I feel it right here on my fingers. And then as the bait sees the fish coming at it, it moves a lot faster. And I feel it at the reel. And then as the bait gets eaten by the fish, I feel it here and the line goes flying. So for me, a lot of it is right at the reel. Hard to do that with the spinning reel. You have much better drags. Kevin mentioned to me about much better drags on conventional reel. And I just think it's a smoother deal. I think they cast better. But, if you're not used to casting them, a spinning reel works. Use a spinning reel. If that's all you can use to cast, spinning reel, use a spinning reel. So I'm going to take a spinning reel tomorrow just to show you guys what it's like to use a spinning reel. No problem, Matthew. I'm sure you're up early in the morning. Is it school or are you back on a boat tomorrow? Hey, Nate. Yeah, fishing's been really good. We've been catching a lot of fish on my private charter. So I just posted another video and it was really good. Tuesday, I only had 2 clients. There was 3, but only 2 fish. And it was really easy fishing. And yeah, it was just as easy as it gets to catch bass. It was nice. We had easy limits of bass. Had them back in at 12:30. They had to fly to Phoenix to get home, so that was good. And then the day before that, we had a couple of young kids, and all 3 of them got seasick. It was a little bit rougher on Monday, but the fishing was still good. Yeah. She did pretty good. She ate all the hot dogs. I think you guys are right. The more I call for her and talk to her, the less I see her. And then when I just throw the food out there, she just walks in and grabs it. Yeah, it just says here too about the line twisting. It's really bad on spinners. I agree with them. It can get really bad. Lloyd's building more fishing rods. Mikey V, always love seeing you on TV growing up. Love what you do for our community. Thank you. Thank you, Mikey. There's my dog. All she cares about is that I feed her. April. You want to go catch fish? Come on, you can get closer. There's nothing behind you. All right, let me get Mikey a ticket. Hey, Dante. Yeah, Lloyd, I like the Bay Runners too, but they're not the same as using a conventional reel and fly line. Okay, so let me get Mikey a ticket. And then when I was at the party the other day, a few of you bought tickets and just sent me a text of the names. So it was Tamara. Tamara gets a ticket. Jayhawk, was it? Jayhawk. And who else? Oz. Yeah, another reason Kevin brought up a good point. If you're fishing for big fish with a spinning rod, you can't use the rod on the rail like you can with the conventional gear. Okay, Oz, you have a ticket now from Tuesday. Let's see what else is on here. Hello, Ricky. Robert, Drama. Hey, Drama. Kiwi. Oh, no, Kiwi. This one is a Komodo. I use both the Komodos and the Lexus. I use both. This is a 300 series, a smaller one. This is an old Iowa that I use. This is a reel I used to take with me down to fish for peacock bass in the Amazon, Venezuela, stuff like that. I use them for calico bass fishing too a lot. But on the private charters, I like having reels that have clickers. We do a lot of clicker fishing, just trying to show people that you don't have to set the hook instantly. So lots of times to convince people how circle hooks work and stuff, I will put the rod in the rod holder, leave it there, and when the fish hits it and the clicker goes off, I don't let them touch the rod. I just tell them, watch, see how good the hooks work, just watch, and they kind of get it after a while. Here's Ricky Chavez. Thank you. And when I was talking earlier about live bait fishing, guys, live bait fishing starts at the bait tank. You know, I see people all the time grab a bait that is basically dead. It's just laying in the bait tank like this. It's not swimming around. It's laying, floating on the surface. And I always see people grab those baits because they're the easiest ones to grab. And I try to tell them not to use that. You really need to use a bait that's hard to catch, takes both hands. And so that's what I try to tell people. They don't always get it. But yeah, you know, being successful at live bait really starts at the bait tank. Hey, Tyler, how you doing? Well, Mikey, the more you go fishing and the more questions you ask here, the faster you'll get out of that growing curve of learning how to fish. But one thing you should know is that you never stop learning. I mean, I've been on TV 35 years, and I've been fishing way before that. And, you know, I don't ever stop learning. I'm always learning. I'm always learning every time I go fishing. And I see somebody catching a lot of fish. I like to watch them, see what they're doing, see how it's going. So Tampa Bay is leading Dallas. Okay. What else is going on here? Sounds like Terry is going to have another surgery. I hope that goes well. Jeff says, I've seen guys fight on spinners. Fish slam the rod against the rail. Yeah, and cuts the fish off. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure I've probably seen that, but yeah, with the line forward, there's so many things for the line to catch. That's what's nice about using a conventional rod. Warren, is your Emeryville trip full? I think there's still a couple spots. They just gave us permission to add a couple more people because before everything was restricted really bad. So they let us add a little bit more. So the new hook fin looks like it's totally sold out now. I don't know. Uh, you can call Monica tomorrow and she can tell you. Um, but on the website, it looks like it's sold out. We do have 3 spots left for next week on the trip on the Gale Force. It's not on my website. You have to go to the Gale Force website to do that one. So I can put a link up here for that trip. Yeah, looking at my website, it looks like both the Emeryville trips are sold out. But don't be afraid to call the office tomorrow, and Monica can help you with that. Yeah, there's 3 spots left for the Gale Force trip for next week for the 16th. So if anyone's interested, I'll put the link here. We still have room available for the East Cape, and we have a few spots left. I mean, shouldn't say a few. There's quite a few spots left for the East Cape, and we have a few spots left for the Triton. We have our last filming trip. I was hoping we could get a trip up out of Santa Barbara and go fish on the Coral Sea, but I haven't heard anything back yet. So I was hoping we could do that in October and November, but I don't know. But we do have the last trip that we have set up right now is on the Triton for October, and that one it's got room. A few people signed up today. How many spots do we have left? We have 5 spots left. So if you want to be on a filming trip, it looks like the last one we have spots on is going to be this one, the Triton, and there's only 5 spots on there. So that's a Triton here. That's funny, Oz. I see that a lot. I see them do that. They hold them upside down and they hold them differently. Robert, what is the gift card? Oh, that's for my website. So the super chats, a few people have done super chats today. So if you do a super chat for over $3, you get a ticket, one of these tickets, and then your name goes in the hat here. And at the end, in like 25 minutes or so, 20 minutes, we will pick a winner. And you just call my office. I'll tell Monica who the winner was, and you get a $25 credit to use on our website. You can use it toward a fishing trip, jacket, hats, fishing tackle, anything you choose. Yeah, Oz, we had a guy on a tuna trip, our last tuna trip, I think it was, on the Legend, had his reel on backwards. Yeah, that was pretty. I had to say something, talk to him about it, but the reel was actually backwards. Hey, Henry, thank you very much. Let me get your ticket. Marvin says, Jeff, Tyler, or Dan. I bought a Fathom 155 for a 20-pound rig. I'm considering. Yeah, that would be a good rod. And just, if for a 20-pound rig, yeah, 15 to 30 rod would probably be better. But if you want a rod a little bit firmer, a 15 to 40 would be good. I just got some brand new rods from Turner's um, for my private charters, and I went from the 8.5 rods to the 7.5 rods to the 8 foot rods, and I was kind of nervous about how to do that, like if I should move up to that long of a rod on a small boat, but it worked out really good. Robert wants to know, how do you pay? Right below there where you leave a comment, um, right next to my logo there where you leave a comment, you'll see a $ symbol, and that is a super chat. So you click there and you pay from there. Yeah, the California rods are either Phoenix blanks, or some of them are Kuma blanks, but I think they work out really good. Yeah, all the stores just got their rods in. They were waiting for rods to come in, and it sounded like they finally got a big order in. Bruce, thank you very much. Eric F. There's your ticket, Eric. Thank you very much. I see your post, Fred. So Fred has a question. Fred, Dan, I have a question. Did you get my raffle ticket that Terry bought me on Tuesday? Did Terry buy you a ticket on Tuesday? If not, I will put it up there. I didn't see it. I saw the other ones that Jeff had mentioned, but so Fred, let's see. Okay, Fred, there's your ticket. Matthew, can't wait to bring my son out tomorrow. Well, that's cool. You're gonna be on the trip with us. That'd be nice. Hey, Annette, how you doing? Is your husband there? Is Robert watching too? Your son was on Tuesday with us. I haven't seen him today. I don't know if he's on here, but your son was on Tuesday. Hey, there's Tamara. Drama. Hey, Dan, I'm going to use the Dan Hernandez signature. All right. So, yeah, Drama, you should send me a message, or your dad, next week, and let me know what gear you guys need. If you need rods and reels and stuff, so I can bring them for you. Okay. I'm guessing you need rods and reels like last time, but let me know and I can bring some. I think last time some of the guys even brought rods and reels for you too, but that'll be good. Marvin here's thundered. It must be down San Diego. And Coast Guard's been making a lot of announcements over the radio about the bad weather in San Diego, about not to, if you don't have a lot of experience, um, boating to stay off the water. That they were talking about a lot of lightning storms and all that down there. So the weather hasn't been like that up here. It's been pretty good. And like I said, Tuesday was just fantastic weather, the best weather. On Monday, it was a little rough, and those kids all got seasick, but um, that's how it was. On Tuesday, it was beautiful, beautiful weather. No problem, Fred. Robert's got a ticket. Robert Steele. Yeah, I have a lot of fishing to do this month. I have the trip tomorrow. Then I have the trip next Thursday, I guess it is, the 16th, with a bunch of you on the Gale Force. And then on Sunday of that week, we are on the Malihini. And then on the following weekend, I'm up in Emeryville, Saturday and Sunday. And I think on the way home from Emeryville, I'm going to stop, I don't know where, a couple of beaches and do some surf fishing, maybe get a room or something. So, yeah, Jeff, I heard a bunch of Coast Guard warnings. I even heard them on Monday. I wasn't sure if I heard them Tuesday, but definitely Monday I heard them. So, and there was a couple of boats that sunk last week. I think one was the Mexican waters and one was up here. So, Mikey, Dan, do you think this emission thing is going to go through? I don't know if that's going to go through. I was talking to some of the skippers about it, the guys from up north, and if it does go through, a lot of the smaller boats that you're used to seeing, like those Californian boats that are up in Central Cal, Northern Cal, even boats like the Sea Star and Oceanside, that smaller size boat, that'll be a thing of the past because the tier engines they're talking about are all bigger boats, or they have to be a lot bigger boat. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that has to be, that's only if they have to go the bigger boats. What's that? Whitefield. Hey Dan, what do you think about the spiral wraps? Trying to put together a big game setup. You know, I see people use that wrap where the line goes all the way around the guide. If you're thinking about big fish rod, I don't think that's a good setup because you may want to use the rod on the rail, and if your rod right where the rail is hitting the line, if the line's hitting the rail, you're just gonna mess up your line and break it, and it's not gonna work. It's like guys trying to do that with spinning rods. It just doesn't work. So that's not good. So what is Annette saying? What fishing? Oh, went fishing with Matt. So Annette, do you go out on the kayak with them, or do you guys? Do you and your husband have separate kayaks, and your son has a kayak? Because I see the texts, I see the messages that your son saying that he's fishing with his dad out in Newport and stuff on the kayak. So that's pretty cool. You guys can get in kayaks and do that. Let's see what else is on here. Yeah, I didn't think about that, Jeff. I know that's going to make it really heavy, those big engines. But I think you have to have a boat like what, 65 feet or 80 feet minimum for those big engines like that. So I don't know. What to answer your guys' questions about East Coast using so many spinning rods, I think it's because a lot of the East Coast fishing is done from private boats. So if you're on a private boat, it's nothing to go chase down a sailfish or a Dorado on your own boat. But most of the fishing we do here is on party boats. So if you're on a party boat with 30 other people and five people have tuna going, you can't fire up the boat and go chase the five different tuna going different directions. But if you're on a a private boat with just two people, you can do that. You can go ahead um, and chase the fish, catch one, and then go chase down the other one. Or if you're on your own boat, you can do that. So that's why a lot of the people on the East Coast use spinning rods. Drama fishing's been really good. We've been doing a lot of great fishing locally, and it's been good. Like I said, the charter I had on Tuesday, we just had great fishing, and it just doesn't get any better than it was on Tuesday. And it's nice, I just have, and that was a half day trip, and it was even shorter than a half day trip because we normally get in around 1:30, and they had to be back at the dock by 12:30 to make it to the airport in time to catch their flight. So it was just really good. We had easy limits of fish and all that. Tamara, does anyone fish for swordfish around here? Yeah, there's guys that do that. They offer guide service for swordfish. You pay lots of money and you may not get a bite, and you might get a bite. You might catch one, but the guys that do that here, there aren't nearly as many swordfish as they get in Florida, but it's possible to catch them. So you want to go from rock fishing and calico bass fishing straight to swordfish? I don't know, Tamara. Let's get you a tuna first on the Malihini trip. Get some tuna, get some yellowtail, maybe a Dorado, and then you can think swordfish. So knowing Robert, I'm guessing he wears sandals. He doesn't wear boots, but I don't know. Yeah, my favorite jig stick growing up, Luke, was the CalStar 540. That was it. And then for the smaller jigs, it was a 690J. But I probably use my 540 for more calico bass and smaller yellowtail fishing. You will only hook one tuna over 50 pounds on a 540 before you never, ever, ever do it again. So it's not fun feeling. Well, so silver, so interesting. Spinning rods seem to be. Yeah, spinning rods can be fun to do it, but if you hook a really big fish, um, you won't have the line capacity and you won't have the drags that you would need to get 200-pound fish, 150-pound fish. I know there are spinning reels that will handle it, but it's just hard to have the line capacity when you're anchored up on a boat. Let me see what else is on here. Yeah, Tamara, they normally catch those fish at over 1,000 feet deep. So it's a lot of work, big sinkers, all that. Yeah, Robert, if that law happens, it'll just eliminate all the smaller boats because the engines for that size won't, they don't make them. They don't make them for smaller boats, for 50-foot boats, 30-foot boats. They don't do that. Yeah, Tamara, Kevin has a good idea there that you should go on my East Cape trip and go catch a billfish, go catch a sailfish, get some big Dorado down there. That would be a fun experience. Drag some of your friends. So the question is for Emeryville, do we fish deep water or shallow water? Most of fishing is around 100 feet. And there's some spots I fish that are under 100 feet. And for them, when I've gone really deep fishing, normally out of Emeryville, is like 200 feet. I've never been on there where they've gone 300 or 400 or anything like that. But most of the time it's 100 feet or less. So you don't want to go catch it, a swordfish, Tamara. Okay. Yeah, if you guys have never fished Emeryville and you want to catch lingcod, I would really recommend a trip up there. So that'd be fun. Yeah, and then if you can get Robert to come out on one of my private charters, I'll do an open party trip. Let me know what day works for you guys, and I'll set up an open party trip. I'm sure Tracy would sign up. Maybe we can get Tamara to sign up. But I don't think we'd have any trouble getting and three other people to come along, or two other people to go with you and Robert. And I'll guarantee you he'll catch some fish. I won't say he'll get limits, but he will definitely catch some fish. My boat, one of them's 31, the other one's 33. But yeah, my boats wouldn't be big enough for those new engines. Hey, there's Robert. Hello, Robert. I've never tried crab snaring. I know that's like a sport up north, but I don't know. Tyler, do you ever do crab snaring down here? Like you can't use a snare for lobster, and I don't know if even a snare is legal for for crabs in Southern California, but I know they do that a lot up in Northern California. Yeah, Mikey, I used to use a 540, a CalStar 540 all the time, and there was trips when I was growing up where the only two rods I took was 540, 690J, both CalStars, and the 540 was to throw like Caddy 45, stuff like that. And then the 690J was to throw bucktails and the smaller, like double A size jigs. Tamara, you have no friends that fish? That's not true. We're all your friends. We all fish. Tamara wants to catch a 200-pound tuna. That would be interesting to watch. Is it crush it that little thing you stick at the end of the rod so it doesn't hurt you? Okay, so what bucktail colors and weights for Emeryville? For the rock fishing, 1 ounce bucktails, B52 bucktails, 1 ounce, and double dropper loop rig work out good. And for the lingcod, 6 ounce B52 bucktail with a long, big double A grub or a big grub attached to it. That's basically all I fish up there. If I want to work on getting a limit of fish, I go ahead and I fish the two 1 ounce bucktails with a heavy sinker, usually like 12 ounce or sometimes 16 ounce. And most of the time we're not that deep. So we'll see. But if I'm fishing in that 100 to 200 feet of water and I'm fishing just for lingcod, that's what I use. And the guys up there use the bucktails and they use other lead heads with swim baits a lot, and they catch a lot of them that way. Robert Sanchez, I wear a shirt, long pants, fishing hat. Robert, you got to send me some old baseball pictures when we were in grade school and we played Little League together so I can share them with these guys. I think my parents have all my old Grand Ray Park pictures, but I'll see if I can find some so I can show them how I've known you for almost 50 years. Over 40 years, that's for sure. Well, yeah, that's true. There are no Dungeness crabs in Southern California. Oh, Fred says that crab snares aren't legal up there. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not legal down here. That's for sure. Yeah, Annette, send me some dates that work for you guys for like October, toward the end of October. Because the first part of October, I'll probably be overseas for a convention I need to go to. But, and then we got to figure out how we're going to do YouTube Live when I'm overseas. I don't know if I'll be able to. Have to see. That would be cool to do YouTube Live with like the Eiffel Tower in the background or something. We'll see. Have to check out what the time difference is. I think it's 8 hours, 6 hours. So I think it's 8 hours. So we'll see. So just put the score there. Tamara, you're not going to go overboard. You'll be fine. Okay, so Mikey says that the snares are not allowed south of Santa Barbara. I'm guessing it's going to be even like Point Conception, be farther north than that even. Most of those rules are like start at Point Conception. But check your rule book and see what they say. So you were asked by two guys. I was asked to go with two guys to net live squid. Yeah, I mean, normally it's like commercial guys do that to sell the market. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I think the bucktails work really good. And we just got a new shipment in, so if there was any colors of bucktails that you guys wanted that you weren't able to get, all the sizes are in, all the colors are in. I don't know if Monica has it updated on the website yet, but you can just call the office and Monica can get your order for you. And she's in there 4 days a week now. She's in Tuesday through Friday. So here's a link for our website for the bucktails. And Johnny Sport Shop has them. They have them. 22nd Street Landing has them. The Longfin has them. Highlands Tackle has them. Is that Baja Tackle? They got them. There's quite a few stores. They have them up in Ventura. Eric has them at his store. So quite a few stores. Bob Sands has them. Yeah, Bob Sands has them, so you can get them there too. Yeah, I'm gonna plan on going back to Emeryville in December and do that combo trip for Dungeness crab and rockfish. That was really, really fun. That was a fun trip. I want to do that again. Matthew, any good tips for fishing barn kelp off San Onofre? Um, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. If you're fishing the kelp area like that and you're not getting bit, just downsize your tackle, go smaller hooks, smaller baits, lighter line. But we were just there, last week on the Clemente, and we were fishing right around there. And we had all the bass we wanted. We just didn't have that many legal bass there. That's why we ended up going rock fishing. But horseshoe kelp, izers, there's all the bass you want. And again, I was able to get limits for my passengers on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, and the other thing, Tamara, if you go live squid fishing, it's all at night. So it could be like 2, 3 in the morning before you guys start catching them. So it's all at night. Yeah, we have drama. We have the bucktails at our on our. They just got in yesterday, so I don't know if Monica's updated the website yet. But if you guys call my office, you can place an order with her, and she can get them for you. Tim, how much is shipping from your site? If you're in the area, Monica might let you come in and pick them up if you tell her that you're part of the YouTube Live people. But, we would rather you go to a local tackle store and get them. But if you want to get the HDs, you probably have to come to us because I don't think any of the stores are carrying the HDs. I think we just have them on our website. Yeah, Jeff, you're talking about people being in harnesses and big fish. I don't know if you ever heard the story about Rollo. I mean, we all know he passed away, but there's a story where he was helping customers up on the bow, and he had a big tuna strapped into a rod belt, and the rod got behind him and pushed him, pulled him into the water, and took him underwater. And the way the guys explained the story to me, I think Rollo even told me the story, was he was able to put the reel, turn the clicker on first while while the fish was pulling him down, behind his back, put the clicker on, and then put the reel in free spool. And he popped up to the surface. And then I think a couple of the deckhands dove in and cut the line. But if he hadn't put the clicker on first, there's a real good chance when he put it in free spool, it would have just backlashed really bad, and he would have probably died and got dragged down toward the bottom. But he was, he was a really smart guy at that, and he was able to go ahead and do that. Yeah, Rusty Hook carries them too. That's good. And that says it's raining. It's raining in Montebello. Okay. They live in Montebello. Oh, fish guy, you like the Dennis Luckenbach story? I got a lot of great Dennis Luckenbach stories. Dennis, he, he is one of those guys that led by example. He's just a great captain, a great guy to be around. He was one of those guys that when he wasn't running a boat and taking people out, 30 people, 40 people out in the blackjack to the islands fishing, if he had some time off, he would get some of his deckhands and they would drive down to Mexico. I remember first time he went to Obregon and went freshwater bass fishing, and he would talk about that, what that experience was like. And that was part of the reason I went down there to go film shows, because I would remember him talking about going to Mexico lakes and catching bass and doing that. And then before I ever made a trip to the East Cape to go fish in Mexico, Dennis would tell me stories about the couple of times he went down there and how they would pull the lures away from striped marlin because they wanted to catch a blue. So they didn't want to waste any time on striped marlin. They'd see a striped marlin come up behind the boat on the lures, and they'd wind their lures in so they wouldn't get bit and waste any time. But yeah, he had a few years there where all he wanted to catch was a blue marlin, and that's what he did. So he was a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun to fish with, and I fished with him on the blackjack. I fished with him with 2 or 3 different boats out of Morro Bay when he was there. I fished with him 2 different times in Alaska when he was at Waterfall Lodge, and then I wish I would have had the chance to fish with him when he was at Shelter Cove. I didn't know he was at Shelter Cove till I was there this year, and Dave told me that Dennis had worked for him for a while. So now Dennis is not sure if it's Oregon or Washington, but he's doing driving heavy machinery, and it sounds like he's getting paid really good. That's why he made the move. But uh, not very many people know how to fish anywhere near as good as that guy. And like I said, he could fish everything. Didn't matter. Yeah, I keep hearing this slow pitch thing. So I don't know if that you guys are talking like fishing flat falls, that kind of stuff. But we just don't do a lot of that kind of fishing. I mean, I use jigs. I use magic metals for lingcod, and I use the bucktails for lingcod. And but I'm not sure if this qualifies as a slow pitch thing. So I guess I have to look at some of those videos. Wow, I didn't hear that story, Jeff. That's an amazing story, Jeff. So Rollo jumped in after a passenger and was able to cut the line. That's amazing. That's scary. I mean, I always tell people, everybody, I think the biggest thing that people take for granted going on sport boats is coming home safe. And you shouldn't. Every time you go to sea, it's a dangerous thing. And we try to make it as safe as possible on sport boats. But, the most dangerous profession in the world is commercial fishing. And those guys that are up north fishing Alaska, those guys out, in the high seas fishing tuna and all that stuff, those guys, they really, really fish um, dangerous conditions. They can't really take a day off because it's the wind's too strong or the sea's too high. They're always working under quotas and stuff. So they're trying to get it done as quickly as possible and all that. So, I just try to tell people that it's not so much about the fishing experience, the catching the fish and all that. It's you gotta just love what these guys do, that they take it so serious and they're out there to keep you safe and they bring you back alive. And they find fish too. So it's just, don't take it for granted. It's just a thing that we do. It's what we do. So I really enjoy fishing. I think I've made it clear all the times I talk about fishing. So, hey Deborah, how you doing? Ben wants to know if you could recommend good tips for tying mono leader to braid. Yeah, Deborah. There's two basic knots: a John Collins knot, also known as the RP knot, and a double uni knot. Um, and you got to see what. Well, if he's using mono, that's a lot safer. Because I've had trouble with fluorocarbon. Some brands of fluorocarbon, they don't break at the knot; they break like an inch or two below the knot. But if you're just going straight mono, that shouldn't be a problem. So I would say either a double uni knot or a John Collins knot. And again, the RP knot is the same thing. So that's what I would suggest. Yeah, if you guys don't know who Rollo is and you want to see who he is, I have a video on my YouTube channel called "Fishing with the Pros," and he's in it a lot. He's in it. That we filmed that video, God, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, probably 30 years ago, maybe longer. No, yeah, like 30 and maybe 25 years ago. That that how-to tape is like 4 or 5 different tuna trips together with the teaching moments and stuff edited down and put in there, and that's how that came together. And Rollo's featured in there. He was a really great guy on camera and great with people, and it was nice to have him in the video. Here's Dante. Fish guy going out. Dennis dropped the guy off. We went out and caught close to 200 albacore. Yeah. One of my best, I mean, some of my best moments with Dennis. Um, One of my favorite moments with Dennis, and we did this a couple of times, where I would get down to the boat a couple hours early before the blackjack was going to go out, and he would get a hold of somebody's down there, a rubber boat, and we would go fish the breakwall. We'd fish the breakwall, like the blackjack used to leave at midnight, so we would meet up on the blackjack like at 9 o'clock at night, sometimes 8 o'clock, but usually around 9 o'clock. And we take the little rubber boat out of the harbor there and go to the breakwater and just fish bucktails and fish swim baits. And it was all dark colors like blacks, dark blues. At night, we always fish dark colors, bounced them off the rocks, and we just caught some monster calicos and sand bass. And by the time I got on the blackjack to go fishing with them, I was pretty much done fishing. I'd already had so much fun catching bass, learning from Dennis how to work those baits on the rocks and how to catch fish. So that was always fun. I really enjoyed those times. All right, Tamara, we won't tell anybody you're a nurse, but you are a nurse. There's Derek. Hello, Derek. Yeah, Derek, I use, the low profile reels. I use Alexas, I use the Komodas, and I do a lot of that light, live bait fishing. What else? So Jeff likes a double uni knot or the San Diego GM knot for connecting that. All right, guys, I still got to get stuff to do. Got to get the rest of the camera gear together and get my fishing tackle all wrapped up together for tomorrow. So I better say goodbye. So if there's a couple of you that want a couple more tickets, if not, this is the 30-second warning because I'm going to go ahead and pick the winner. And we will do that. Kevin, was that in my book? I think so. So Kevin just sent me a picture in one of my books that I wrote with Dennis on one of the nights that we were fishing the Redondo Breakwater at night. So that's Dennis Luckenbach when he was really young, and I was even younger. And that was what I was telling you, fishing the Redondo Beach Breakwater. That's Dennis. That was a single tail grub there. That's cool. I guess I should look in my books. I'll have to pull out one of my books sometime and show you guys some of the old pictures. Yeah, and I have some good pictures in there. Me fishing with other guys fishing with 540s, Calstar 540s too. Okay, Tamara wants ticket. And who else? John. How's the weather for tomorrow? I haven't checked. I just haven't checked because we're going. So it doesn't matter, but we're going. So if we get there and the skipper says it's too ugly, I think the water up here is nicer than it is down San Diego. John and Ed, thank you very much. Yeah, so make sure you guys are there early tomorrow. We really want to leave at 6:30, so please be in the parking lot in line ready to get on the boat no later than 6 o'clock, please. Okay. Jeff's birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, Jeff. You're still in your 50s. You're lucky. Oh, Drama has a bunch of friends coming for the kids club meeting. That's cool. Well, that's good, Jeff. You're not going to be on the water, so you're going to take a few days off. That's good. Enjoy your birthday on Monday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jeff. Yeah, if you're late to the boat, we just leave. Everybody's got emails. Everybody's been warned. We just tell everybody we're going. All right, let's pick the winner. Happy birthday, Jeff. Okay, who's going to be the winner tonight? Okay, so Robert just checked the report and the swells. It's only 1 foot, 1.5 foot swell, less than 2 foot swell, so that's good. Okay. All right, here we go. And tonight's winner is John Walters. There you go, John. Yeah, the boat leaves at 6:30. Not 6 o'clock, 6:30. But you should be there ready to get on the boat at 6 o'clock. Okay, John, congratulations. Happy birthday, Jeff. And again, if any of you would like to join me in the East Cape, go ahead and let us know. And if you're looking for bucktails, we have them all in stock now. We just got to order in yesterday. All right, and then for John, just go ahead and call the office when you're ready to place an order, and you'll get the $25 credit toward whatever you get. All right, so I'm on the water tomorrow. I'm on the water Saturday morning. Sunday I'm off. I have a fishing club meeting thing to go to. And then Monday and Tuesday I have private charters. I'll be back on the water. So a lot of fishing coming up. Yeah, do not go to Fisherman's Village. It's is it dock 53? But whatever that dock is, that's what it's going to be. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Talk to you later.